Okay. Hmm. Hmm. So always it should be age appropriate when we deal with children, because uh, everything, their psychology, their emotional development, physical development, everything is according to age it grows. And we have to deal according. We have to understand. We cannot treat them as adults, nor as they grow up. We cannot treat them as youngsters. So it should be age appropriate and nature appropriate. So it is also nature. Each one is different and having different nature. The same thing I've expanded into other points. Each one is different. We cannot say put a box and we cannot fit them there. It is their own nature. Swarupa, each child is a jiva, and that jiva is having a eternal service to Krishna in its own natural inclination. Eternally natural inclination is there. So that is its own natural attraction towards Krishna. We have to identify that natural tendency and guide them in service of Krishna. Hmm? So we have to deal with them, observe their situation, and balance things. We cannot. Uh, so according to their, we have to address according to their situation. I'm getting repeated calls from the lawyer. Please give me a second. Hare Krishna. Sorry for the interruption. And then the comparing dilemma, again, we compare in a discouraging way. That's also, so we have to be little clear. We cannot expect too many things from, what we want. We have to adjust to their requirement, their nature, and their age appropriate situation. And we have to help their ability, help their nature to serve Krishna. In that way, we should understand our own way of dealing with the children. Mm. Then I dealt with two aspects. Mother's possessiveness is one aspect, and father's over disciplining is another challenge that we generally see and face. So, mother's possessiveness, up to an extent, is very good, positive, and very helpful. But over the threshold, it becomes too much difficult, and so we have to find out that balance, fine balance. It should not be micro control. It should not be, careless. It should be supervising lovingly. At the same time, it should not become over supervision. So it should not become scare, to the child. So that we have to see. Generally, we have to balance that. The more we do this, the more the loop we get into, and then the whole vicious, toxic relationships between the children and the parents will happen, and that loop will very difficult to break it. So it's always good that one should be completely dependent on Krishna. As we are developing Krishna consciousness, we should also be detached. We cannot be attached to the children in a way that we want everything the way we want. My way is highway. We cannot do that. We have to be completely dependent on Krishna, understanding that Krishna is the supreme controller and everything Krishna will guide from the heart to this child. And all my duty as a nimitta matra, I have to just, try my level best to give the opportunity for serving Krishna. Rest, we cannot do anything. In fact, there's an example in Bhagavatam. Anga Maharaj, he was such a wonderful devotee. Mm, but the result was Vena, who took birth. I mean, Anga Maharaj, he could not do anything. He just left it to Krishna, Okay, what can be done? And he retired to, the forest. So we cannot expect the way we want, which are completely dependent on Krishna. And father's over disciplining. So disciplining his father's discipline is very, very important. He has a very important role. So, but it should not be over disciplining. You should not threaten, punish, beat, shout. Again, that's a loop. Over disciplining will become very, very vicious, toxic again in the whole house. So he should cool down. Rather, better get the blood pressure checked and go through a doctor's, cooling down situation. So if required, Gulkand can be taken to Pitta reduce. Pitta will reduce. Whatever can be done, better do it so that you don't get into vicious circle. Rather, let us be detached. They should be detached in a sense, this is just a service to Krishna, and you are not this body. You are not any, so you are playing a role, and that role is to be played perfectly. But it's a role anyway. It's a role in a drama, and you have to play it. But you are not this body anyway. We have to don't get attached so much that we get blood pressure and so many other problems. So better be detached and follow Krishna's. And anyway, below 5 years, they cannot understand anything. We cannot try to discipline below 5 years. They cannot understand a thing of it. So leave it. You know, of course, time we all have done that. Okay. So I am telling in English. All okay till now. I'll continue in English. Should I बीच बीच में हिंदी में बोलना है किसी को? Hmm. Okay. So I discussed comparing dilemma is over. And, yeah. And then the last point I was supposed to tell yesterday, humiliating and public, humiliation. So humiliating a child, one's own child, it happens. So we should never humiliate in public, at least, nor in front of others, especially even within the family, comparing one sibling to another sibling, and telling, see, we should never do that. That will reduce the कॉन्फिडेंस, उनका धैर्य कम हो जाता है। तो हमें बीच में, बच्चों के बीच में भी कंपेयर, मतलब एक ही घर में बच्चों के बीच में कंपेयर करके उनको ऐसा नहीं बोलना चाहिए। एंकरेजिंग वे में जो भी कंपैरिजन है, एनीथिंग एंकरेजिंग कंपैरिजन इज ओके, constructive. But humiliating them is very, very dangerous. Your color is like this. You. So we should never do that in front of others. We should be very careful. That will reduce their confidence. That will feel, extremely emotionally dented. Their psychology will be dented. All this is very dangerous, and we should be strictly avoiding public humiliation of any of the child. Public humiliation. The word humiliation means looking down them up. If we correct them, that's okay. But you're always like this, generalizing, or telling something which others will, laugh or something like that. We have to be very careful. It should be very carefully done. Very, very careful. It happens, and these are experience which is I'm sharing as points actually. Okay. And then one more challenge we are facing generally is bad habits we carry, the baggage that we carry, and we expect something different from the children. This is another major issue. So that parents, themselves, as parents, if we are attached to prajalpa, ninda, shoka. So prajalpa means unnecessary talking, chit chatting on over the phone or in front. Nowadays over the phone more. So more we engage on chit chatting on the phone and we are busy, the child is left without, attention, and it's very, very dangerous. The child is picking up all these, situation, and the child is, begging for some attention or something, and we are busy because now anybody can pick up the call and do. So always kindly make sure you speak only when the child is not around. Huh? Even if it is very important, urgent, serious, then only you can, take it. But nowadays everything has become, every next call will be serious, urgent, immediate. Hmm? And they will think you're acting smart, you don't pick up the calls. Uh, but you just once or twice, after that it will become, they will know. They will, so and so will not lift the call, and they will lift the call only after so and so time. So they will, everybody who are around, they will come to know. Therefore, mother should dedicate their life to the child's development. If they don't do that, then the child's development will definitely be affected, especially mother. If she is working and if she leaves the job and takes care of the child, that's the greatest thing that that mother can do. Because that requires attention, love, affection, and so that's most important. When grihini is there in the griha, then the house can be called as a grihastha ashrama. Actually, this is what Prabhupada said. So basically, mother should give enough attention to the child, should not use the gadgets in front of the children. If we do that, then that habit will be taken up by the children very badly. So prajalpa, talking to people, too much of over talking in the phone, unnecessary, not required. And ninda, and when parents do ninda, ninda means back talking about somebody else as a kind of a habit, then that's also picked up by the children. Ninda, doing Ninda. It's very, very, very careful. We should see our own characters. And then Shoka, we're depressed, we're unhappy all the time complaining. If parents are complaining, mother is complaining, or father is all the time, if we are complaining, the child also will pick up that quality. Bhaya, you're insecure, feeling insecure, that's also picked up. Matsarya, the jealousy behavior, if it is there in us, that's also will be picked up. So we should be very clear that we should get rid of this, satyam. We should develop qualities, satyam, daya, tapas, shaucham. Satyam means we should not have, enviousness or feeling that something bad should happen to others. That feeling should never be there in the heart. If we are clear from that feeling, then we can be called as Satya, or that Satya quality is in us. So Satyam, Daya, Tapas, Shaucham. If we are, then children also will pick up these good qualities naturally. Hmm? So we should work on our own qualities. We should, our eating habits. If we are gadget addicted, if we are sleeping late at night, then we cannot expect children to sleep early. We have to sleep by 9:30, 10 maximum. That's it. And getting up early. We should not get up late as lazy, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock. No. We should be up by 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or 5 o'clock. Of course, the young children, they will not sleep. I'm just giving you an understanding. When small babies are there, mothers will not get sleep, fathers also may not get sleep. They can sleep here and there. That's okay. But as the child grows, we should give right example. So, and when we wear non-Vaishnava dresses or appearance we have, that's also picked up by children. Hmm? Like if mother should be very careful about wearing her dresses as best as they should wear very nice clothes, respectable clothes, and children will carry that culture. Same way, father also should wear dhoti, kurta, and especially at home also they should wear good respectable clothes. That's very important. And adultery, if this kind of feeling is there, then naturally children also will pick up those behaviors. So we should be very careful about our own Krishna consciousness and our own habits. Hmm? Does this make sense? Okay. The next point I wanted to tell is another challenge I have seen is broken families. So if the family is broken, or too much fighting is happening between husband wife, Chanakya Pandit says, uh, Lakshmi Devi will not live in the house when there is fight between husband wife. Husband wife fight is always there, but it should not reach a threshold. It should be below the threshold, or it should just be, you know. So, okay, fight. Somebody will have to give up. It's okay. Somebody, we have to always look at the benefit of the child, and then we should cool down. Uh, For children, is our fighting going to really take it to a next level? We should not do that. So, always, if seeing the benefit for the child's future, we should adjust and calm down. It's okay. We should not take it, conflict should not turn into resolutions. It should just, that's why this tradition of two cocks fighting in the during Sankranti, they make this two cocks or two ram, they fight. Hmm? So all the people they watch the fighting. After they fight a lot, nowadays they put a razor blade or something, but traditionally nothing like that. So when they keep fighting, after they fight a lot, one will not be able to fight, and the other will not kill them. Kill that another fellow. We'll just leave it. Okay, you cannot fight. Okay, leave it. Go. Leave it. So, or they will stop at a time. After some time, they will both will get tired and they'll just say, okay, leave it. Just leave it. So, in other words, a conflict will always be there, fighting will always be there, but it should not become a climax point. It should not reach to a climax point of killing each other or extremely hurting each other or diverse or too much, separation, etc. Should come to a point and then, we should leave it. Okay. So, and conflicts will come because each one's ego has to be satisfied. Everybody is carrying a huge ego with us, and we have to satisfy. Everybody's ego has to be satisfied. So appreciation, appreciate and help them and give them Krishna conscious gifts and just leave it to Krishna. Just be silent. Uh, so things will work out. So we have to that will, if we don't do these things, this will affect the children very badly. So better be, family should be the responsibility of keeping the family together lies both with husband and wife, and wife will have to balance a lot, many different ways. The husband has to balance in loving care, affection, and providing both. Both ways it has to be very nicely organized. So it's just a matter of time. Things will go normal, and we have to see that family is together and all that. So you have to spend time with children. Diet and nutrition is another challenge. We should make clear that only Krishna Prasadam we should give to the children. Then they are always clear. They will not hanker for anything else. If we give an option, then they will think of options. We should be very clear. Only Krishna Prasadam and nutrition, varieties of nutrition you can make at home, offer to the Lord lovingly, and that can be honored, no problem. But when it comes to outside non-Vaishnava cooked foods, this is not good for our own development, psychological development, emotional, spiritual, physical, all this it will be affecting. So better don't. Let us be clear on this aspect from beginning. Then they will be developing very nicely. Now, in case of children, when we discuss with about the parents, we'll also have some aspects related to children. Is all okay till here? Mm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, Raji.
yeah. So
Yes.
when it comes to children, there are some, we don't say challenges, we can say special circumstances of children. Some children, they do not share, they do not mingle with people, they're more introvert, they're more fighting nature, not listening to parents. So parents will say, do this, but they will not listen to it, you know, and they do, misconduct is there, unhygienic. So all these varieties of things are there for which, and then also they show temper tantrums. Different age groups, at age groups, different, they become very intolerant, irritable they become. So at that stage, we only thing we can do is tolerate. That is a temper tantrum stage of that age. Everybody goes through this temper tantrum. Their temper tantrum should not become our temper tantrums. And our temper tantrums will become their temper tantrums. And this loop will go on. So better, so turn all these situations to Krishna Katha. Tell them Krishna's stories, how Krishna in the childhood, he would obey, and how all the great Vaishnavas in the childhood were. These stories from Srimad Bhagavatam can be described. So this way we turn and tell them lot of stories, and give them chance to play Krishna Krida. Their play is very important. You explain how Krishna played during childhood, and uh, all varieties of games they played. Uh, and if you tell them, then they will make Krishna as their hero and play very nicely. A naughty child is an intelligent child. So we don't have to say that naughty is very naughty is too bad or something like that. No, if a person, a boy or a girl, very naughty, that means that's a sign of intelligence. Prabhupada said. So let them play, let them use their naughtiness, no problem. In thinking that also can be used in Krishna Smarana. So their play should become Krishna Krida, the stories should be Krishna Katha, and engage them in Kala. All varieties of Kala is there, like Sangeeta is there, Nritya, Natya, Alekhya, drawing, painting, then instruments, mm, and then Rangoli Krida, Rangoli Kala is there, literary arts are there. uh, so they can do lot of varieties of kalas. There will be in around our people, there will be varieties of people who know different colors. So just make them learn varieties of kalas. Give them association of cows. When cows association of serving cows is given, children become very specified and happy. Hmm? Mm, that way. Celebrate festivals very nicely. That's another way, where they become very lively, and they become very happy. There will be changes in what the usual behaviors of fighting, etc. is. Some things will change. Go to temple visits, yatra, which all devotees do anyway. Hmm? So these are all should be done in such so that the children get varieties, and they will follow. They're liking their love. They're loving the way they're growing up in Krishna consciousness. If we see them stressed, we should not give them stress. If we put them in stress, then the result is they cannot focus, they get very angry, irritable, they cannot sit still. All these symptoms, they cannot sleep properly at night. They're feeling very sad and guilty, they're worrying, crying. So we should not give that stress to them. What are the stresses that we may give to them? We tell them you have to do, you have to study. There are so many things we put them on there. Nowadays in the modern education, which I'll come to the next point, there's too much stress. All the time they're stressed in such so much so that children are also getting heart ailments nowadays. Uh, so we should not stress children actually. We should reduce their stress rather. We should, if we are getting, we should also not get stressed. Why anyway stress? Krishna is saying, Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. I am the controller. So why we have to take stress anyway? There is absolutely zero stress we should be in, because Krishna is controlling everything and Krishna is managing everything. He is the best well wisher. He is looking after everything. Now, what stress we have to take anyway at all? We should be zero stressed. Same way, children should get zero stress. They should lovingly, happily grow up. Hmm? This should be our vision. Now, when it comes to education, the main challenge now devotees are facing is absolutely no idea what is education. This I'm not very generally I'm telling. I may be wrong, not everybody, but I'm just generally saying that hardly people are having an idea what is this education about. Hmm? So we should be very careful, because Ishopanishad is saying that yo avidyam upasate Um, so whoever worships the avidya as vidya, and vidya as avidya, they will end up in andhatamas. So andhatamas means a deep dark hell, because education is one which can become a big impediment in the progress of Krishna consciousness, or it can become the most supporting thing in Krishna consciousness. We have to choose which one we should go for. If it is becoming big impediment in their Krishna consciousness, definitely that is avidya. All the education, modern education, comes under avidya. Let me be very clear about it. We should be very clear about it. So all the Vedic knowledge, which is having the goal of release from this material birth and death, uh, that is Vidya. So we should be very clear what we want from our, what kind of education. We may say we are doing everything best, but what is the use? The ultimate goal should be clear. Our goal, our purpose of becoming a parent is to help them, guide them to get rid of this material repeated birth and death. Huh? Guru nasasya, janani nasasya, pita nasasya. Huh? All they don't become. Huh? Na moche yadi anupetam mrityum. If we cannot lift them from the birth and death, then why it is the use of your becoming father and mother? So this is so serious actually in Shastra telling. So we should be, education is most important. So education is that which can help them develop love for Krishna. Sa vidya, ya vimuktaye, it is told in Upanishad. And Narada Muni says, uh, Sa vidya, that is vidya which can develop attachment to Krishna. That is called as vidya. So we should develop, the education should develop their attachment, attraction, and bring them to the stage of nishtha. At least attraction, rati. They should develop attraction to Krishna. If we can do that, Shravana, Kirtana through our education, then that's fantastic. That should be done. So there are two things. Then immediate next question, especially mothers will ask is, what about livelihood? I'm sorry, I am not saying mothers only, but most of now everybody will ask this question. Huh? What about food? They have to earn also, right? Their material things also required, spiritual things also required. Let us be very clear. There is no difference between spiritual and material. It's all spiritual. Everything should be spiritual. Hmm? Material is not different, something else, and spiritual education is different. No. Everything should be spiritual education, and in that only their livelihood options should also be given. It's not that materially they should do a job or something. Nicha seva, it is Shastra telling Nicha seva should never be done. A Vaishnava should not do a service or a job under a materialistic people. Because what will happen? The dosha, that money earned, sustenance, food earned out of that kind of work will also carry the papa karma or the dosha, dushkriti dosha, or the sinful acts of that materialistic people also will come into the food. And that is what we are eating. So we know we should not become mad now. We know our situations, we may be in some job or something. We should not suddenly become very mad about this statement. But what we should do is we should create a positive understanding that, okay, we have to move away or we have to guide our children in a different way. Not that we also carry the same philosophical that, okay, we will have material thing also, education and spiritual education also. It will never happen. Material education means it will take over. There is nothing, spiritual education will not stay back. So everything should be spiritual. The vritti, so let us divide two things. One is dharma and vritti. Let us divide two things. One is dharma. What is dharma? According to their nature, natural inclination to serve Krishna, each one will have some natural identity, ability and skill and natural inclination. They have to do service to Krishna according to their that ability. That is called as dharma. And vritti is what we do for our food, for our stomach. So vritti, it should be that which can be obtained simple way, without too much difficulty. Ugra karma should not be done. Heavy hard work should not be done. Make it simple. Live simple life. Keep it simple and short. Eh? So that's way it should be planned. In other words, Shastra is telling Amrita Vritti, Pramrita Vritti, Satyanrita Vritti, eh? Paricharya. Amrita Vritti is they do their dharma. If a Brahmanically oriented, one who can study Shastra by heart, the Shastras, the Suktas, and Paurahitya they can do. Uh, so then they what you call they should get into teaching, and that is their dharma. But while doing various dharmas, a person who is able to do leadership, then the guru will guide them in the gurukula. Okay, now you can take up the leadership role in the society and do the governance properly in Krishna consciousness. Uh, then um, Hare Krishna, sir. So they should guide, the guru will guide the teacher, student, that you can take up these roles. According to their roles, he will place them, in different, they're Bhagavatas, they're great devotees, or they're being trained to become devotees. At the same time, their natural inclination, they will be placed in different services. For a girl, there is a simple service that is most important, is to be raising children. So they should be trained in all shastras, they should be trained in kalas, and their vritti or their seva to Krishna is to be equipped and trained into become a very wonderful wife and a very wonderful mother. So if we give this most important training, rest other training is extra. But most important training is this, and we should train them in all the shastras and kala. They should know varieties of shastras, knowledge, and they should have varieties of kala. And most important, they should get this education. For boys, they should be given education related to that dharma. The dharma of what is dharma? Whatever Guru tells, that should become their life and soul. That is their service to Krishna. And while doing that service, whatever Lakshmi that comes by naturally, if they accept that, then that is called as Amrita Vritti. Above that, if they want little more for their maintenance, then they can do Pramrita Vritti, which is agriculture and crop protection. Anybody can grow their own food. Have small space, grow your own food. Or build a community, have group of community members, build, grow some food. So easiest way we can achieve our own requirements, rest time all goes all the time in morning and evening, nice bhajan, kirtan, Krishna katha. This should be the life. Can we guide children like this? Rather than putting them into modern educational enterprise where it's a business. Modern education means it's a big business by the corporates, and and after that the factories, they get into factories. That's also big business. I've been doing niche education, niche seva. I'm giving you something very, I don't know how you were understanding, but I am telling what is there in Shastra, what we are supposed to do, right? And this way we create a very loving society, wonderful society. Then, so this way, vritti, amrita vritti, pramrita vritti, satyanrita vritti, let them do a business which will be helping the Vaishnavas. Varieties of businesses can be done. Hmm? That can be taken up, right? All these varieties of things can be thought. We should be thinking in different ways. Education, we should be very careful what education we are giving, and then we cannot expect Krishna consciousness from there, if we are giving wrong education. So this is how we should think boldly and guide them. What mode of education we are giving? Homeschooling, okay, Gurukula, alternative schooling, modern schooling. Ultimately, the goal should be clear. Hmm? They should develop very nicely. And for young age, when the children are just, young boys at the age of 8 to 16, the hankering for surrendering to Guru is very strong. Learning from Guru is very strong. We should fulfill that. When they become wonderful servants of the Guru, then they can take up the mission in life very wonderfully. Their life is full of just constant meditation. Their life will become very successful. Prabhupada would say there are two things very much required to become a pure devotee. One is a very good father who can guide us in Krishna consciousness, train us in Krishna consciousness, and a very good guru who can, who is our spiritual father. There is our own father and spiritual father. Spiritual father is one who will give instruction of that will become our mission in a whole life. So these two things most important to become a wonderful pure devotee in life before we leave this body. So can we give this? Can we collectively do this? We may be alone, but collectively we should do varieties of things as devotees should come together and provide such facilities and arrangements. Hmm? Everything is in the environment is another challenge. Asat Sangha is there. Everything is no nature. It's polluted environment. It's like I'm calling it as building pollution. It's too much of buildings everywhere. No, there's no trees to see or no nature to see. Life is very bleak, dull. uh, no nature. What had happens cognitively they become impaired. They don't know what is to be done. There is no samaya prajna. There is absolutely cognitively they become dull. But a Krishna's devotee, Krishna's children should blossom. They should be given enough nature to play with. They should play in under trees. They should play in grass. They should play in sand. In Shastra, it is told, "Balak pamshu kridam acharet." They must play in sand. It is told in Shastra. Sand, mud, water, twigs, trees, grass. And they should see the animals. Should see the insects, birds. Should play in Swachhanda areas, open areas. They should play. Hmm? Give them enough nature, air pollution is another main. All these things are there. So we should move away from this kind of lifestyle. Try to give them pure lifestyle. So at least sometimes. So this also will help them develop very wonderfully. This is what I mean to say. Not that, so for children, we should be ready to do anything for their future. We should be able to sacrifice our so-called big jobs or so-called big career or whatever it may be. We should be we should see that they should come up very nicely. What will we do with that so much money? Tomorrow they will become against us. We give them Krishna consciousness. That's the real wealth we can give them. Huh? you know okay. So then no relationship with neighbors, relatives. We become very isolated. That's also. So of course, again, Asat Sangha is there, and this relationship is also. It's all challenges. So we have to see how we deal and help develop. These are all factors that can affect the children's natural, development. It's not that only father and mother will train them. So there are neighbors or there are relatives or there are so many people in the society. They will also train. Each one who comes in touch with the child will be training something. So such a atmosphere is required. Everything father and mother cannot push them in their head. Hmm? Hmm. Just a minute. Be here. Hmm. So now I'm joined by my wife Ujjvala. She's, as I mentioned last time, yesterday I mentioned. So she's a practicing pediatrician also, and she has given various courses with me on pre-Gurukula Acharya training. So carries some idea and experience on the growth of the children, Krishna consciousness way, etc. So we are here to discuss any questions now one by one we can take up, and apart from that, generally we can uh, any aspects that you would like to say, anything you would like to say in general. We can take the questions and yeah. So Padmini Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu Pranam. Prabhu, you have mentioned about the communities, like whatever you mentioned, I like it, but I could not find devotees with similar kind of mindset.
Mm, mm,
Like we should do farming, we should stay in Sattva Guna.
mm.
So where to find this kind of devotees?
Yeah. Where do you stay, Mataji?
I stay in Mumbai, Prabhu.
Yeah, yeah. So no problem. See, when you get few devotees, like-minded devotees, if you keep speaking like this with other devotees, then naturally
Mhm.
you will soon find a group of devotees who are interested. Then we can have some group of devotees. Then I can give some systems and modules. We can have some discussions related to if you can come up with a simple community, or you should go to communities which are already running and then find out, discuss, give them nature, give children that atmosphere.
Yeah.
Mm,
Okay.
mm. There's no immediate answer to that, but together we have to make some efforts. You have to search for such devotees. Then we can have quick certain gathering, we can have some meetings like that possible.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Hare
Akuti
Krishna.
Mataji, uh, you
Similar
had.
question, actually. Yes, probably similar
Mm.
question because
Mm.
the place where we are staying,
Uh,
uh, there are many. I mean, only a few devotees are here, and
mm,
they are elderly. I mean, devotees.
mm,
Children are not devotees; they are non-devotees, and they are college going or working.
mm,
So
mm,
for my, I mean, 4-year-old, there is actually, I mean, no company.
mm,
And the society where we are living, I mean, there are also non-vegetarians. So
mm,
I feel, I mean, I know that it is so much required. I cannot just keep my child. He is so naughty. I just
mm,
cannot keep him all the time in the flat itself. So
mm,
I am engaging him in skating class and other
mm,
things.
mm,
But it is very difficult. I mean, it is only me who has to take him here and there, but there is no other, community or no one. No, community is a big thing. I mean, not
mm,
even a single parent like-minded, like
mm,
parents who wish to
mm,
do such thing. I mean, I was thinking on this, so I thought at once I was thinking that I should start a bhakti vriksha for
mm,
family so
mm,
that I can create such parents because
mm,
there are no such parents. So I
mm,
think
mm,
only solution is that you yourself have to start a bhakti vriksha
mm,
where you
mm,
start giving them such things.
mm,
They start thinking in that direction. They
mm,
are they are on in their own world. Everyone
mm,
over
mm.
here.
Yeah, so natural, but there's a right thinking. We have to start somewhere. The seed has to start. Within a few years, things may happen. We don't know, you know. So we have to start the seed somewhere. Put the seed, thinking. Gather more parents who are like thinking in these ways. You know, see, there is a from here where I'm staying. I'm staying in Hebri, Udupi. We have a farm here, and we conduct camps and all these things here. So we have cows, we have farm, we grow our own paddy, we grow our own vegetables. Now devotees are slowly acquiring land here nearby us. We are now we started with 14 acres. Now we are 60 acres. Devotees are all together. We have purchased more and more devotees are moving in. What I'm trying to say is why I brought up this point is we started with a hardly any idea. Then it has picked up. So devotees together wherever you are, we can guide. I can we can have certain meetings with if you have parents interested. Hmm? So if your parents gather them, I can give a seminar or some pro talk or something. So slowly that interest will develop. They become very serious. You just gather them, and you can contact me. I can share my number and all that. Then we can have certain such meetings with the parent, those who are interested. Then such gatherings can happen. Hmm?
Probably just a small question,
Hmm.
like this farming and everything requires land, and then
Hmm.
things can multiply or later.
Hmm.
As of now, we are in flat. So, I
Hmm.
mean, the only thing I could, I mean, think is to just start a Bhakti Vriksha and start at least so that they think in that. And
Hmm.
anything else that I can do, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, that's what. It starts with a group of devotees getting together, then things will progress. Hmm. Yeah. Kanchan Mataji.
हरे
Okay.
कृष्ण
हाँ, Hare Krishna.
माता सॉरी प्रभु जी प्रणाम।
हाँ, प्रणाम।
मैं फैमिली में रहते हैं हम लोग और
किधर माताजी?
बच्चा जॉइंट फैमिली में रहते हैं
हाँ,
हम लोग।
हाँ, हाँ।
जॉइंट तो फिर मतलब सबका नेचर अलग अलग है
हम्म।
और मोबाइल भी लेता है बच्चा बहुत,
हम्म।
जिद भी बहुत करता है। कैसे
हम्म।
मतलब उसको कैसे कर सकते
जॉइंट फैमिली want to discuss.
हम्म,
सो जॉइंट फैमिली में मोबाइल दे रहे हैं दूसरों, है ना? तो बेस्ट है
मतलब वो
आप।
खुद भी ले लेता है क्योंकि अभी वो बड़ा भी हो गया है, थर्टीन
हाँ,
ईयर्स का है।
हाँ,
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 तो अभी
हाँ।
जिद भी करता है और एक्चुअली
हम्म।
मेरे पास मोबाइल है।
किधर
मतलब
किधर
उसमें
रहते हैं माताजी आप?
पूना में।
हाँ, तो जनरली अगर कल्चर है फैमिली में शाम में सब बैठ के कीर्तन करना, भागवत पढ़ना, ऐसा कल्चर है तो बहुत बहुत अच्छा होगा माता जी। आप लीड कर सकते हैं, घर में चलता है ये ऐसा?
मतलब एक बार पहले कर चुकी हूँ पर
हाँ,
अभी 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 पॉसिबल नहीं है।
हाँ, हाँ, हाँ। आप भक्तों को बुलाइए और कीर्तन और प्रसादम वगैरह दीजिए। भक्तों का एसोसिएशन संघ चाहिए। रोज शाम सुबह कीर्तन हो सकता है घर में, है? कीर्तन
हम्म
करके भजन कीर्तन अच्छे तरह से शाम को भजन होगा जॉइंट फैमिली में, इतना अच्छा रहेगा। सब लोग बहुत अच्छा एंजॉय करेंगे कीर्तन भजन, और सब सुनेंगे। तो इसमें क्या है, स्पिरिचुअल एंजॉयमेंट है, मतलब भगवान को संतुष्टि मिल रहा है, और वो कीर्तन में ही अच्छा एंजॉयमेंट मिलेगा, मतलब भक्ति के उनका स्पर्श मिलेगा तो बहुत अच्छा रहेगा। तो ऐसा कि एक कल्चर बना सकते हैं आप घर में, कीर्तन भजन का। भजन का खूब मस्त अच्छा अच्छा लगेगा सबको, कोई नहीं बोलेगा। तो भजन गाना, और अच्छे तरह से एक एक भागवत श्लोक पढ़ना, या भागवत कथा करना घर में। ये इसमें रुचि लग गया ना जॉइंट फैमिली, तो उसका दिशा अलग हो जाएगा। हम्म।
मतलब पहले भी जब मैं करती थी तो मतलब वो लड़का जो मेरा है और जो
हम्म।
छोटी बच्ची वो नहीं बैठते थे,
हम्म।
बैठते
कंटिन्यू
नहीं थे।
कीजिए, आप स्ट्रांगली बुलाइए भक्तों को, भागवत कथा करवाइए रोज, या रोज नहीं हो सकता है ऑफ कोर्स, तो हफ्ते में एक बार भागवत कथा। रोज भजन का पुश कीजिए, आप रोज भजन करना है शाम को, गौर आरती के टाइम अच्छे भजन हो घर में।
भक्तों को बुला के आप बोल रहे हैं?
हाँ, आप भक्तों को बुलाइए, नहीं तो आप सब मिलके जो है आप बैठ के अच्छा भजन कीजिए 1 घंटा शाम को।
हम्म,
भजन का अगर लगाव लग गया ना घर में, तो वो कोई रोक नहीं सकता, उसका अलग ही स्तर हो जाएगा। सब भजन ऑटोमेटिकली लग जाएगा लगाव, बच्चों को भी लग जाएगा।
मतलब
हाँ?
भक्तों को बुला के तो नहीं कर सकती हूँ, घर में एल्डरली पर्सन अलाउ नहीं करेंगे।
तो आप मिलके आप ही करिए। बहुत है गीत, वैष्णव भजन से, जो भी आपका मदर टंग है उसमें भी लोकल भजन्स मिलेंगे, हैं?
अच्छा,
तो
वो कर
ऑनलाइन
सकते हैं।
क्लासेस करवा सकते हैं, हैं? चाहिए तो मतलब मैं बोल रहा हूँ भजन में अगर लगाव लगा दीजिए, भजन और भागवत कथा में लगाव कैसे भी घर में लगा दीजिए, तो इन्फेक्शियस हो जाएगा और सब कुछ ठीक कर देगा। हम्म।
लोकल भजन आप बोल रहे हैं, जैसे हम मारवाड़ी है तो फिर कैसे?
हाँ, भक्ति का अगर भक्तों का नरसिंह मेहता का भजन है। नहीं तो किधर आपका मतलब भगवान के भागवत भक्त सब जगह हैं। उनके भजन हो सकता है, चैतन्य हमारे गौड़ीय वैष्णव भजन हो सकते हैं, है ना? हैं? ऐसे भजन मैंने अच्छे तरह से खूब सब इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स लगा के रोजगार भजन हो रोज आए रोज, बहुत अच्छा लगेगा।
मतलब ये अलाउड है क्या कि हम मीराबाई के भजन वगैरह नहीं गा
हम्म।
सकते ना? कहने का
गाइए,
ये है।
गाइए आप। मीराबाई तो श्रील जीव गोस्वामी को मिले हैं, रूप गोस्वामी को, हैं? वही टाइम के हैं। उनको भजन गाइए, नो प्रॉब्लम। अच्छे भजन का लगाना है घर में। गौड़ीय वैष्णव का भजन गा सकते हैं, बहुत सिंपल है। विभा और ईशा गा सकते हैं, फिर बहुत सारे गा, यशोमती नंदन, सबको समझ में है, जय राधा माधव, बहुत अच्छा लगेगा सबको। सब इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स लगा के अच्छा जोरदार कीर्तन हो रोज, उसका बहुत अच्छा रहेगा। फिर सब ठीक हो जाएगा, देखो आप। हम्म।
थैंक यू।
ओके। अनुषा माता जी, हरे
हरे कृष्ण जी, हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
हम्म,
प्रभु जी, मेरा ये क्वेश्चन था कि समटाइम्स जैसे आई चोज होम स्कूलिंग, तो
हम्म,
तो कभी कभी डिवोटीज, नॉन डिवोटीज तो कहते ही हैं, बट
हम्म,
डिवोटीज भी कहते हैं कि इफ यू विल होम स्कूल तो ऐसे बच्चों को बाहर की दुनिया का कैसे पता चलेगा, बड़े
हम्म,
होके तो उन्हें कभी बाहर जाना ही है, वो
हम्म,
फिर बेवकूफ से बन जाएंगे, दे विल बिकम फुलिश, दे
हम्म,
डोंट नो द दे हाउ दे विल compete in the outside world,
हम्म,
एंड यू शुड मेक देम वेरी फाइनेंशियली इंडिपेंडेंट, कि
हम्म,
उन्हें कभी किसी पे डिपेंडेंट ना रहना पड़े। तो
हम्म,
समटाइम डिवोटीज है सो मेंटालिटी की बच्चों को बाहर की दुनिया देखनी चाहिए,
हम्म,
बट आई एम कन्विंस कि बाहर की दुनिया में कुछ रखा ही नहीं देखने के लिए, आई शुड
हम्म,
बेटर ट्रेन देम। तो
हम्म,
उनको क्या बोलना चाहिए? मीन समटाइम्स
हम्म,
काउंसलर्स आल्सो से सम सीनियर
हम्म,
पर्संस,
हम्म,
तो
हम्म,
कंफ्यूज हो जाता है माइंड
हम्म,
उस वे में।
Mm. That's why Shastra says असत संग त्यागा. सो बाहर की दुनिया तो असत संग है.
हाँ।
इसलिए शिल प्रभुपाद हमको ये फार्म कम्युनिटी सब सॉल्यूशन इसलिए दिए हैं. When we start everything and when we all come together, definitely we want to live with devotees. Every devotee here will be waiting for Sunday, because on Sunday we will meet devotees. 6 days, most of us who are working outside, we will be surrounded by non-devotees, and we will be waiting for Sunday so that we can get that association. So, and kids are very fragile, very sensitive. If we look back our own childhood, I always give this example, we will remember our primary school teacher and what she taught us. But we will not remember any lecturers from our degree level. So that period, our young age is very, very important, because even the brain development happens, most of the brain development happens in first 2 to 3 years of life, especially first 5 years. So this is the period when whatever input we give, that will last forever. In fact, even kids are not fed properly, even mother milk is not fed properly, then they will go into psychological depression, and it will manifest in the form of their addiction. Like most of the smokers or drug addicts or alcoholics, if we go back to their childhood history, mostly mother wouldn't have taken them proper care, so that will manifest. So
so
that's
they're
why
saying homeschooling or
that's why homeschooling is the best option, because you are giving the perfect Krishna consciousness from the beginning. In the childhood level, even whether they are sent outside or within the house, they cannot express everything, so everything looks nice only, fine only. But the impact, we will get the fruit later. So those who go and mingle with Asat Sangha, that will manifest in the form of many devotees are already facing. It is not a new story. Many devotees, they are lamenting. I know my own contacts who were thinking that let my son become get a good job, then let him give some good donation to the temple, let him support the society, like that. But now he is completely against Krishna consciousness, completely against Krishna consciousness. So this mistake is already proved. So we need not do the same mistake. So what decision you have taken is completely perfect. And as Prabhu was telling about Anga Maharaj and Vena, so finally we have to leave everything to Krishna, but from our side we should give the best thing. I always tell to parents that if Krishna would have planned for them to become IAS or IPS or doctor or engineer, then they would have got their birth in any karmi house where they would have got that opportunity. So our children, in fact, our children are more advanced in devotion than us. That's why from the beginning of their life, they hear holy name, they chant the holy name, they see Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, they take Krishna Prasadam, which we didn't get the opportunity. So they are in fact more advanced than us, and Krishna has given us one wonderful seva to help them to progress in their Krishna consciousness. We all parents should take it in that manner, not that what will happen to their material thing and all, because Krishna will take care, and Krishna has designed, and we can see in their behavior also, they are naturally attracted to bhajans, kirtans, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. They are naturally attracted to devotees. In fact, I see my own daughter, she will see whether they have tilak or not. If they don't have tilak, she don't want to speak. So naturally they are attracted to. In her childhood, she was just 3 year old, and we wanted to send her for music class, and when she went, she didn't open her mouth at all. Then we were a little bit upset. Then softly I asked her, why you are not listening to them, why you are not opening your mouth. Then she clearly told that because there is no tilak on his head, how he can learn from him. So they are more advanced because of their childhood, they may not be able to express. So it is our sole responsibility to guide them in Krishna consciousness. That should be our main goal, and other things will be taken care. Bhagavatam says, Taseva hetu prayatita kovido na labhyate yad brahmatam uparyada tallabhyate dukkhavadanyata sukham kalena sarvatra gabhira ramasa. So how the difficulties in life will come, so in the same way, according to our karma or Krishna's plan, it will come, everything will come. So we have to give the proper thing. Finally, what they will become, that is not important. Somebody asked me, like if your child asks in the future that why didn't you are a doctor, but why didn't you make me doctor? Why didn't you give me that opportunity? Then I asked the question back that if my child asked that your parents were in ignorance, they sent you to slaughterhouse, but you had read all Prabhupada books, you knew that it is slaughterhouse, and being a follower of Srila Prabhupada, why did you send me to slaughterhouse? If they ask this question, then what answer we have? If they ask the other question, then we can say that according to Guru Shastra Sadhu, this is the best thing for you. That's why I am being your well-wisher, I tried this for you. So like that we can answer. So from our side, let us not make the mistake of what our parents or what others did the mistake. Let us give them best Krishna consciousness as far as possible. And the best thing is we become serious in Krishna consciousness. Especially reading Bhagavatam along with them will help them to progress. Prabhu was telling so many other things. So I just want to add this one important thing. That is from the age when they can read, we can make them read directly from Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavatam. Prabhupada says in preface that Prahlad Maharaj recommends this from childhood. Kaumaracharit prajno dharman bhagavataniha. So Prabhupada says in school and colleges this should be introduced. So let us introduce this Srimad Bhagavatam to our children, so that maybe in the future it can be introduced in schools and all the schools and colleges. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Wait.
Yeah, I think and
Hare
then
Krishna,
also
Prabhuji.
when many people will tell so many things, we just have to say yes, yes. Just we should not immediately, seniors are telling, counselors are telling, etc., etc. We should not say no, or and elders are saying, we cannot answer them back. Better say just like Narad Muni says, Yeah, yes, yes. And then we just keep thinking how best we can guide them in Krishna consciousness. That should be our policy. Um, Nitigata Mataji has mentioned.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Ah,
Actually, I wanted to add one point
ah,
regarding this homeschooling.
ah.
Actually, it's not like that. As a devotee, like I was seeing one video, that was one podcast. In that they have featured five women from Mumbai. They
Hmm,
were doing homeschooling for their kids.
hmm,
Yeah,
hmm,
so
hmm,
it's not like we can give that example also, that
hmm,
there are not just myself, there are many person, even materialistic. Yeah,
hmm.
they are choosing this homeschooling thing.
Option. Yeah.
There they have given lots
Hmm,
of benefit of
hmm,
homeschooling the kids. Yeah.
hmm,
So, and one more thing, Prabhuji,
hmm,
many people say, like, think that if we are homeschooling the kids, they
hmm,
will not get association of other children.
hmm,
So, one this point many people ask.
hmm,
So, one thing is that like there are many children are there in our community, so
hmm,
they can go and play with them.
hmm,
Another point is that like suppose if it is normal school, kid
hmm,
has to sit for 7 to 8 hours in
hmm,
the school, so that by doing homeschooling, that is getting reduced.
hmm,
Another point I wanted to make, that
hmm,
like one one thing can be like, suppose devotees are asking, so maybe they are feeling that if we are homeschooling, we are not giving them other education. Yeah,
hmm,
so that is Mataji is already giving,
hmm.
so that point also can be mentioned.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to say, Pooji.
Hmm.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah. So, yeah, homeschooling is one option where is that can be thought very good option for, and then Gurukula for boys. There must be options that we can explore. At least homeschooling should be done. Or community, schooling, devotees come together to start a community school, devotee schools. And it should not be again, Karmi school sort of nowadays, Karmi school, it has become Karmi schools. Devotees have started CBSE schools or, again the same situation will come there also. It's just namesake we are calling, it's a devotee school, but it's again a slaughterhouse. And Prabhupada didn't want slaughterhouse, but we are starting in the name of Prabhupada. We have to be very, very careful, very, very serious and careful. Okay, we'll take other questions. Lakshmi Priya Mataji.
प्रभु जी प्रणाम।
Pranam Mataji. Right.
प्रभु जी लड़कों के लिए जो कल आपने बताया था कि जो उपनयन संस्कार है
Mm,
वो 8 से 16 साल तक के एज में
mm,
कंप्लीटली गुरु की शरण में जाए और ट्रेनिंग पाए, तो
mm.
यही एज में लड़कियों के लिए प्रभु जी क्या होना चाहिए, क्या संस्कार उन्हें लेना चाहिए?
लड़कियों के लिए जैसे उपनयन संस्कार जैसे नहीं है, मगर उनको अच्छे तरह से कलाओं में, शास्त्र में अध्ययन करवाना है। उनको संस्कृत अच्छा पढ़ाइए, और कलाओं में अच्छा लगाइए। अलग अलग कलाएं हैं वो, उसमें अच्छा परिणता, उनकी निपुणता हो उसमें, और आगे बढ़ के वो अच्छे तरह से उनको घर चलाने के लिए और अच्छा वाइफ बनने के लिए उनको पहला मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट ट्रेनिंग है। बाद में सारे कुछ अलग कुछ करना है तो कर सकते हैं उनका, मगर ये मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट ट्रेनिंग है उनको घर में सबके लिए। मतलब कलाएं जानते हैं तो घर चला सकते हैं। उनको बेसिक जो शास्त्र है वो ज्ञान दे सकते हैं। सारा भागवतम शास्त्र, भगवत गीता शास्त्र, पुराण कथा, ये सब उनको पढ़ाया जा सकता है। और अकाउंटिंग, बेसिक अकाउंटिंग, होम साइंस करके है, होम साइंस का एस्पेक्ट सिखा सकते हैं। बेसिक मेडिकल जो घर में, या बेसिक आयुर्वेदिक स्किल्स जो है वो सिखा सकते हैं। रिलेटेड टू होम साइंस, वेरियस अलग अलग टॉपिक्स हैं, ये उनको अच्छे तरह से प्रशिक्षण दे सकते हैं। हाँ, ये इम्पोर्टेंट है उनको। बाकी बाद में उनको बाद बाद में कुछ भी डालना है तो डाल सकते हैं, मगर मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट ये है, अच्छा कैरेक्टर होना चाहिए। चेस्ट चैस्टिटी, गर्ल्स को चैस्टिटी मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट ट्रेनिंग है। चैस्टिटी का मतलब है वो वेलकमिंग नेचर नहीं होना चाहिए। वेलकमिंग नेचर हो गया, वेलकमिंग नेचर मतलब ओपन माइंडेड, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि वो लड़कों के साथ इन्हीं कुछ क्या बोलते हैं उसको, सिग्नल्स दे कि ये हाँ मैं ओपन माइंडेड हूँ, ऐसा सिग्नल्स कभी नहीं देना चाहिए। वो चेस्ट रहना चाहिए, इंटेग्रल रहना चाहिए। ऐसा ट्रेनिंग उनको देना चाहिए, कैसे बैठना, कैसे उठना, कैसे हंसना, कैसे करना। ये सदाचार का ट्रेनिंग अच्छा होना चाहिए लड़कियों को, ताकि वो बाद में घर जब बसाएंगे बहुत ही चेस्ट वाइफ रहेंगे, तो शी विल बी वेरी नाइसली प्रोग्रेसिंग इन कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस, एंड उनके हस्बैंड को भी बहुत ही अच्छा आगे बढ़ सकते हो भक्ति में, पूरा फैमिली आगे बढ़ेगा। ये अगर ऐसा लड़कियों को हम तैयार करें भक्ति में, तो फैमिलीज अच्छा अच्छा फैमिलीज आएंगे भगवान की भक्ति के लिए, सहाय सेवा के लिए बहुत अच्छे अच्छे फैमिलीज खड़ा हो सकता है। हाँ? हम्म, हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्ण।
कुछ बोल रहे? प्रेममयी माता जी।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
हरे कृष्ण।
Prabhuji, and Mataji, my question is actually, we are going to the temple, we are homeschooling, and we're the only homeschooling family in this community.
हम्म
And when we go to the temple, the kids will play with other kids, devotee kids,
हम्म
and they have their, outside influence, different, the topics
हम्म
discussing, movies and music and songs. And then my kids will ask,
हम्म
uh, and they're also devotee family, so it gets a little bit tricky to,
हम्म
as they grow up, they have this kind of inconsistency that,
हम्म
we're doing this because this is what's good for Krishna consciousness, but why are these devotees not doing it? So if they're doing it, why can't I do it?
हम्म
And then we also have some devotees, especially senior devotees, will say, oh, if you don't expose them to
हम्म
what's happening in the world right now, then in the future, when they get faced with that situation, they may not make the right decision, or they may be too attracted to it because of not having had it. Kind of like, the forbidden fruit is sweet kind of thing.
हम्म
So I just wanted, that was the doubt that comes sometimes to my mind.
हम्म Yeah, again the same, the more we see, it's not about exposure or something. Exposure to, so see, it's like this. You expose them to wrong thing. Let us expose little bit to wrong thing. Because
Mhm.
if we say that, how it will be?
Yeah. That's what the devotees are saying, but Prabhuji, like, and
Because
then,
they
like
don't
you
know the
said,
consequence,
yeah.
or they will know the consequence later. Eh?
Hmm.
So exposing to the wrong thing is not the mean. We should know that that is avidya. There is something called as avidya. There are various
Yeah.
wrong things we should know, but we should not try to be bold towards exploring it. Uh,
Mm.
Rather, what should be done is, it's not that you're protecting them and then they will explore tomorrow. These are all kind of, rather we should protect them, give them Krishna consciousness. There is no harm in that. So don't have to worry. If they're doing it, and you stick to your principles, tomorrow children will really thank you. They may say, you didn't expose us to many of these things. That doesn't mean that, So, see, if you give them gadgets, what will they explore? They'll explore wrong things.
Mm.
Is that exposure good? No, absolutely no. Either they will become, it's not fanaticism. You're not becoming fanatic or anything. You're becoming open minded. You're explaining various things, talking
Mm.
about. You give them Bhagavatam. It has
Yes.
already, they fill them with stories of Krishna Katha. They'll be so happy. They will not get attracted to these movies, this and that. Have nice bhajan and have nice Bhagavatam Katha, stories from Bhagavatam in the house. Then the atmosphere is, they will not hanker for anything.
Mm.
Have nice prasadam, have nice bhajan kirtan at house, and have nice katha. Then they will not hanker for entertainment outside. They will not hanker for food outside. They will not hanker. Outside means other than Krishna conscious related, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
That's the only trick. Katha, bhajan, kirtan, prasadam. Nice bhajan, nice prasadam.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Mm,
Uh, Sorry, Prabhuji, I'm just interrupting because it's an extension to this. So,
uh,
like similar to what Mataji said,
uh,
so even in our devotee community, we have devotees who, the kids eat packaged food, kurkure and all of that. They'll eat. They go to malls. So
mm,
sometimes even I feel, I mean, am I doing? I feel guilty sometimes because
mm,
see, I know I'm doing the right thing, but then what if in future
mm,
if she's like Mataji said, if she says you did not give, although I make her understand, the importance of eating only Krishna Prasad and all of that.
mm,
Malls and also I've not taken her to the mall anytime. मतलब अभी तक वो गई नहीं है मॉल प्रभु जी. तो
mm,
वही फिर जब वो आपस में जब बच्चे डिस्कस करते हैं तो
mm.
क्या मतलब क्या एज अ पेरेंट व्हाट शुड वी
अभी देखिए, आप किधर
टेल
रहते
हर.
हैं?
यहाँ
आप मुंबई में या
पुणे में प्रभु जी.
पुणे?
पुणे पुणे.
अभी मैं इसके लिए इतने सिंपल आंसर में बोलता हूँ। वो अब अभी
जी.
हमारे पास गाय है, देखो। ये मॉल
हाँ
जाने का
हाँ.
हमें इच्छा ही नहीं है। हम जो है
करेक्ट करेक्ट.
खेती में उगाते हैं हम लोग, सब लोग। ज्यादा से ज्यादा
हाँ
खेती जाने का मन करता है। हैं?
हाँ.
खेत में जाने का मन करता है, गौशाला में जाने का मन करता है,
जी
या
जी.
कुछ इधर पेड़ के पास जाने का मन करता है, पक्षी को देखने
हम्म.
का मन करता है। ये नेचर चाहिए, और उनको नेचर ही नहीं
हाँ.
है, मॉल है, तो क्या करे वो लोग?
नहीं है वही. करेक्ट करेक्ट.
तो ये इसका सिंपल सोल्यूशन को जितना हो सकता है उतना गाय का सेवा उनको दीजिए,
हाँ
अपॉर्चुनिटी,
हाँ हाँ.
और नेचर दीजिए उनको।
जी जी.
और घर में कथा दीजिए, और अच्छा कृष्ण
हम्म.
भजन हो रोज, खूब
हाँ
मस्ती में भजन हो, कृष्ण कथा
हाँ.
हो, और अच्छा प्रसाद खिलाइए। ये सारे हैंकरिंग्स चले जाएंगे। नेचर भी दीजिए। हाँ
जी जी.
हाँ
यस प्रभु जी.
हाँ।
I was just reading today morning in 11th canto, 8th chapter, 10th shloka purport. Education does not mean to become an intellectual ass carrying heavy loads of useless knowledge. Rather, one should accept the essential knowledge that leads to an eternal life of bliss and understanding. At the present time, people generally have a sectarian concept of religion, and yet there is no scientific understanding of the absolute truth. Such a complacent, dogmatic sectarian religionist can certainly learn something from the example of honeybee given in this Avadhutopakyana. The point is, what is required to become Krishna conscious? There will be so many knowledge, avidya. There are so many varieties of avidya. We can just life after life we are learning. Every life we are learning. So 84 lakhs of species, we learned so many things. Everything useless. So this one life, let us learn Krishna consciousness and get rid of all these miseries, and let us teach the same thing to our children, and so that they can also get rid of all this miserable material existence. So this should be our goal. What is our goal? If we want to go to mall, I ask my children, when sometimes we also face the same problem, I will immediately ask them, so you want to continue again, come back here? Then they will say, no, 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 no. Then if you want to continue, then you can continue the material life. If you don't want to come here, then we have the prescription this. So if that patient want to get rid of the disease, then this is the prescription. If you want to continue the disease, then you can go on with whatever you want to do. So in a simple way, for kids, if we tell, they understand actually. In fact, others, they tell in our hospital also, staff, they tell, if we give them also, if we tell them also, they won't take. If all other kids are eating also, they won't take. So with softly training them and telling this philosophical background, then they will understand. Again and again suffering, again and again suffering, immediately they will tell, no, 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 I don't want to come back, like that. So we can train them like that. And this is the most important thing which we all should remember. So education does not mean to become an intellectual ass carrying heavy loads of useless knowledge. So what is useful for us for becoming Krishna consciousness, Srila Prabhupada has given so wonderfully. So let us give that education to children and make them Krishna conscious. Hare Krishna.
Yes yes. So true, Mataji. Thank you.
पद्मिनी, प्रेममयी गौरंग।
Prabhuji, I already asked. I'll lower my hand.
या पद्मिनी माता
Thank
जी।
you.
Prabhuji,
हाँ।
can we come and stay with you? A simple question.
You're from Pune, right, Mataji? No,
No,
no
no,
problem wherever you're from. Most welcome.
I'm from Mumbai. I know
Yes.
Rasika Priti Mataji. I know
Ah,
Premagati Prabhu.
yes.
So I met many devotees. Like some of the devotees are same minded, but they don't have that guts to leave the family, leave the financial status, and come and stay
Mm,
at some place. Because
mm,
as the other Mataji said, the counselor is saying that you have to keep balance and all. In
mm,
mostly cities, those devotees are saying, they say like that only. You have to maintain a balance. But when you open the session and you said there is no difference between spiritual and material world, I
mm,
totally agree. It's only spiritual.
mm.
So, so it's a
Most
straight
welcome.
question.
Most welcome. Our
Okay.
cows are here.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Sorry to
Okay.
interrupt in between.
So, so he's
Natarajan.
So
there.
this is coming after my returning from Gurukul, from that ashram. We spoke to
Yes,
her.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So
Most
even what
welcome. We have enough space and we have enough, loving
Because
cows and
because
atmosphere.
Prabhuji, we are searching such kind of devotees since 6 years, Prabhuji, but it is
Uh,
not working. So
mm.
finally, I don't know.
Yeah,
Let's
please
see.
come, stay. You
Okay.
will, yeah, come stay for, you'll understand. And if you like, you can shift here permanently. Most happy.
So that's okay. I have your number. I will call you, Prabhuji, personally. Thank you very much. Hare
Most
Krishna.
welcome. Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna. Mm. Alakananda Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danvat
Hare
Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Just want to ask you, you said that for like a father role is important, So is
Mm.
that important more than the mother role for a
Uh,
child? Like,
no, I mean, obviously, both have different important roles. Mother gives the love, affection, and father gives that discipline and rough housing. Rough housing means he plays with the child in a different way.
mm,
Fighting, that's also very important. Gives a rough training, and that's a different way father handles, naturally. And also mother, and then father gives. He is the decision maker. He should be the, in the house. Naturally, he's a decision maker in a way. Of course, nowadays Matajis are decision makers, but also a father is what you call, has a very important role in order to say yes, no, and he decides, when to sleep. His time is clear. He should be having a strict discipline on sleeping time, and he should have strict discipline on certain things in the house. Yes or no, he should take a decision. uh, so all these things, stress mothers cannot take, going out, planning, and everything mothers cannot take. So father has a very important role to shape the Krishna conscious future. So father should be engaged in deity worship in the house. Then naturally, parents, the whole house will be very. So father should take that responsibility to lead the deity worship in the house. So just like Prabhupada's father would do, right? And then we see in the great house, all the traditional. So the father is the one who is taking the lead role in deity worship and ensuring that children are all, right way, right path. So that he has to ensure. So father's role is very, very important. I don't say mother's role is less important or something, but I was just emphasizing the importance of the father's role. He should give time
yeah.
to children to some, to some extent. But mothers will give the most time to children. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, but what happen if like you can see when the seminar you like 2 days you are doing it, the conducting this parenting seminar, but you can see that lots of mothers are there. So it's most of it the family, even the devoted family, father doesn't care about how the what kids are doing. So in that situation, like what we can do, Prabhu.
What is your sorry?
Yeah, whatever is there, we have to go ahead, but try to, at least in a peaceful manner, try to explain to them their role also, because it's not that just bread earner, so they should take the responsibility of father also, because for kids that's very important, especially they should feel secured under the care of father. Mother will give the love, but that security feeling comes from father actually.
Father, yeah.
Yeah, so that he should not miss that. And whatever maximum, definitely we see most of the fathers are working outside and from morning till evening. And when they come back, also their mind will be filled with so much of responsibility from job side, so many things in their mind, so that they cannot freely engage with the kids like us. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
But at
Yeah.
least we can together do Kirtan, Sandhyarti, Mangalarti together and do some reading of Bhagavatam together. And when they have vacation, they can spend all the time with the kids. So like that, they have to mold their life. So that maximum they can benefit the kids, and kids will remember in the future whatever the mother and father. Now we may think that they are just playing, but they will remember. So what we have done for them, what sacrifice we have done for them, that will be imprinted in their heart, and that will impress their Krishna consciousness also. So that's why
Two examples we can give. One is
Yeah.
Srila Prabhupada's father.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How Srila Prabhupada was an ideal father.
Yeah.
Even though, there were a lot of pressure on him that you send him to, higher education in London, etc. Prabhupada's
Yeah.
father did not do it. And he
Mm-hmm.
made him learn varieties of, instrument. He gave him Ratha to have Rath Yatra. He gave Krishna conscious, a culture. So Prabhupada would remember, and he told very in the purports, Prabhupada said, having my father was my greatest, you know, uh, gift for me, Krishna arranged. So Prabhupada so fondly, lovingly remembers his father. So if we can become such ideal fathers, then it's a wonderful thing. So we can give such examples of Bhaktivinoda Thakur also.
Yeah, yeah. Mm. Thank you so much, Raji.
And they
Thank
will
you,
give
Mataji.
examples of for mothers, fathers will give different examples. They can give each other examples of ideal like that. Okay.
Thank you, Mataji.
Baleshwari. Thank you, Mataji. Baleshwari Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranam.
My Prabhuji is also with me here.
Hare Bol, Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Prabhuji, I had a couple of questions. Like, first question is like, for a 3.5-year-old kid, it's difficult to keep her engaged in these online classes, and I understand that. But the initial enthusiasm that Nityangi was showing in KCShiksha classes, it's not the same now. So, especially like in Sanskrit, she just doesn't. She's not very afraid to talk to the teachers. Like she will tell. She says, okay, the teacher asks, okay, tell the numbers, tell the names of the animals, whatever it is. In the initial phase, she was telling, but now she's gotten to the phase where she wants to tell only mother. So then I remove the speaker from her, and then she will tell. So like that. So and then there is also this constant criticism from other devotees who say that, oh, your child is not social, she doesn't talk with the kids in the temple. If you continue homeschooling, then she will always be like a introvert. She will not know how to socialize with other non-devotees because you're not giving her non-devotee association. So then
It's too early to
this
say,
question comes up,
actually.
okay,
She's just 3.5, right? So if they're telling that, they have to think, because it's so small. The child is so small to conclude like that.
Actually, especially girl children, they are shy. Srila Prabhupada also says, girls are naturally shy. So because of that, they will not mingle with strangers so easily. So we need not think so much. So when we started the seminar, Prabhu was telling, every jiva is different. Every jiva is different. Even in our acharyas, we can see, for example, Prabhupada and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, Both are pure devotees of the Lord, both are acharyas, and we know their exalted position. Still, there is a difference. Like in Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj's books, he never wanted to put any pictures of Krishna. But Srila Prabhupada, he says that there should be hundreds of beautiful pictures, demonstrations in our books so that everybody will buy. So there will be difference. Jiva Jiva Ke Beda is eternal. Even in liberated platform, there is a difference. So we have to accept that. That's why we had one slide. We should not compare. A 3.5-year child can go to a TV show and in front of public, one child can dance. Another child, if somebody asks her name, she may not tell. That doesn't mean that she is anyway inferior to the child who is going in the TV show. So there is only difference of nature, and according to their nature, we should mold them. We should help them. That is our most of the time what mistake parents do, that we try to control them, not help them. For example, others are criticizing them that you are not telling your name, why you are not telling the answer. And on the top of that, being mother, if we also tell them, what is your problem, your other kids are telling, you are not telling, then it is a big stress on them, and that will only worsen the situation. That's why we should always tell that, okay, I was also like this. You can ask your own mother, or your sisters, or your mother's sisters. Somebody will have some such nature, and it is not a negative nature. We should take it in that manner. Sometimes mingling with everybody is dangerous. That is asasanga. So our child is not mingling with anybody. To some extent, there is a protection actually. There is something called in the development of the child stranger anxiety. Stranger anxiety means naturally Krishna has given that anxiety to the child. That child will not be happy to mingle with the stranger. So this is a developmental phase. So it is a natural reflex. It is a protective reflex for the children. So say for example, if children don't have this stranger anxiety, if the child is called by some stranger, and he can take away the child. But because this stranger anxiety is there, so the developmental phase, it is so scientific, and it is so amazing actually when we see the development of a child in every phase. For example, at this age, they want to make believe play. They think that I am Prahlad Maharaj and Narsim Devi is coming, like that. So this is so important for their Krishna consciousness, for their development. So they may not be able to mingle with others, but that is fine. So in that way we have to take, and especially we should not judge a child by comparing them with others. So this is very dangerous. And at this age, even KCShiksha, even if she is not attending so attentively, that is fine only, because their attention span. I will tell my own child's experience. Vishnu Priya, for almost 1 year, she didn't sit in the class at all. Uh, almost 1 year. Now she is sitting. Now she is more than 7 years. Now last year, a few classes she attended. Now she is attending almost all the classes. So we should not break our head too much. So we should become the helper, not the controller. From our side, and especially mother, they need that help from the mother. So sometimes father may also scold, but mother should never scold for all these things. We should nicely support them. We can tell, even if that is not true, we can tell, okay, no problem. Even I was like that at your age. I will tell that till 6th standard, I didn't know ABCD. I learnt English later only. So you don't worry if you don't know English. Other children will be speaking in English. My child, we don't speak in, we speak in Kannada, Sanskrit, so they can't speak in English. So they should not feel that. I tell, now I am giving lectures in English. But till 6th standard, I didn't know English. So you don't worry. Like that only we should support them. And every jiva is capable of serving Krishna. So we should mold them in that angle, and we should not take so much of tension, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Pramaji, that helps a lot. But also, like she's a single child, right? So she doesn't have, we live in an independent house. So then the question comes that, okay, are we depriving her of the happiness that normal children who go to school have, that they can interact with other kids? So I try to take her a couple of days to other devotee houses where there is kids of her age. But for unfortunately, that the kid was not like so mingling. Like so, for little time they were playing, then the kid went to sleep. So I was thinking that it's not practical for me to go to some devotee's house every day, say that you play with my kid, right? So what is the other way that like, I mean, is this a genuine concern or is this a genuine concern that has to be addressed? Is there a practical solution for it or is it something that I should just neglect? I mean, it's not such a big thing.
I have more children.
Yeah, have one more child.
Not one, at least three more.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
And yeah, whenever possible, we can give them opportunity to play with other kids. At least in the evenings, you can take to park. Some kids will be playing there. So like that, we can engage and we can call other kids. Most of my friends, Matajis, what they do, that they will call other kids to the house and they will tell stories to all the kids so that they will play, they will hear stories, and other kids also will, it will help their Krishna consciousness also. That's what they do, especially when only one child is there. So you can also do that. And that's what mingling with the non-devotee kids and learning the things which are not favorable for Krishna consciousness, it is a negative thing only. So we need not worry. And according to the age, like 3.5 years, you can just open Srimad Bhagavatam and show them the pictures and whatever is there in the picture, then we can whatever how much they can explain understand, their attention span will be very less. Like for example, I'm holding this one. That's why I'm just showing you this 11th canto. Like this picture, Dashavatara picture is there. So when my kid was at that age, what I used to tell is Matsyavatara. At that time, they cannot hear the whole story. So few stories, Satyavrata Maharaja came and Matsyamurti, he told like this. So simple. Then Kurmavatara, like that, we'll make them. Then that will be very interesting for them. Next week, we can tell the same story. Add one more line to the previous story, like that. So I used to do like that. Prabhupada's Bhagavatam, especially filled with so many pictures. You can sit with her and tell the stories, and even when you are working, at that time also they will open the book and they will sit, and we will be working and we will be telling the story. Now also my kids, they will come and open Bhagavatam, tell them, Mama, tell this story. They know the story, still they want to hear. So like that, we can engage them all the time. This is the best way. The storytelling, they will never be tired actually. You can tell the same story every day, they will be happy only. So storytelling and make some playing also. My kids, they used to do like my daughter, she used to dress like Krishna, then play with so many things with flute like that. That will also help them. Not that all the time you can make the dress them like Prahlad Maharaj, dress them like Dhruva Maharaj, some role play. You can also become some take part in that. Both father and mother can take part in that. So kids will enjoy that. Krishna Krida, specifically Krishna Krida, you can be engaged. And because when there is nobody, then they will feel that there is nobody, it's boring like that. But you yourself is engaged with her, then she will be happy, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you very much. That's it.
Next. Anusha Mataji, you have Alakananda Mataji. I think.
Anangamantri wants to ask a question.
Vishnu Priya is also here. Ask.
Ask question.
प्रभु जी ये चित्रा सखी मुझको कभी कभी मारती है, कभी कभी पीटती है, तो मैं
शेयरिंग नहीं करती
और शेयरिंग कभी कभी नहीं करती है। मैं तो उसको समझाती हूँ कि ऐसे मत करो ऐसे, फिर ऐसा आ जाएगा, ये आ जाएगा, उससे डराती हूँ, फिर भी वो नहीं समझती है। कभी कभी समझ लेती है और वो सिर्फ 3 इयर्स की है, तो मैं बोलती हूँ वो कभी कभी समझ लेते हैं, पर फिर भी ज्यादा टाइम उसने नहीं समझा है। तो मैं बोल रही हूँ कि वो बड़े हो जाएगा तो फिर बड़ी हो जाएगी, फिर वो क्या करेगी? अगर उसकी हैबिट बन गई तो फिर वो सबके साथ करेगी, तो फिर इतने से छोटे से बात में भी सबके साथ करेगी, तो फिर वो तो उसको थप्पड़ मार सकता है। तो मैं बोल रही हूँ तब मैं अभी क्या करूँ उसके लिए?
देखो, हैं विष्णुप्रिया, क्या करना है? हाँ, हैं? हाँ, देखो, अभी खेल खेल है ना, ये सब खेल खेल में होता है ना बचपन में। अभी दूसरे आपके बहन के साथ, भाई के साथ कुछ ना कुछ झगड़ा रहेगा ही, हैं? ये सब चलेगा भगवान के। अभी फाइनली भगवान संतुष्ट हो रहे हैं कि नहीं हो रहे हैं, ये आपको समझ में आ रहा है, वो छोटी है अभी, है ना? वो छोटी है ना, उसको समझ में नहीं आएगा। तो आप क्या करना है? चलो ठीक है, ठीक है। कभी कभी क्या करना है, उसको डिस्ट्रैक्ट करना है। आपको क्या चाहिए वो कर सकते हैं। हाँ, वो देखो करके इधर से कुछ ले लो, चलेगा, वो भूल जाएगी, है? या कुछ अलग दे दो, तुम पेन चाह रहे थे ना, पेन चाहिए था ना, पेन ले लो, चलो पेन पेन ले लो, हैं? फिर ऐसा करके उसको चीटिंग कर सकते हैं? चीटिंग करके उसको भुला के, और कुछ आपको क्या चाहिए वो कर सकते हैं। थोड़ा ज्यादातर चीटिंग चीटिंग नहीं चलेगा, उसको पता चल जाएगा ये चीटिंग कर रही है करके। फिर भी थोड़ा दिमाग लगा के चीटिंग करना पड़ेगा।
फिर मैं जब उसके आगे से जाती हूँ ना करने के लिए वहां, तो फिर वो क्या कर रहा है? उसको
एक्चुअली चित्रा से की ऐसे करती है, सब मेरा, पापा भी मेरे, मम्मा भी मेरी।
हाँ,
मैं कहती हूँ मम्मी कभी नहीं बोलती कि दीदी के भी हैं।
हाँ,
तो
हाँ,
मम्मी पापा भी शेयर करना चाहती हूँ।
हाँ, हाँ,
बुरा
चलेगा।
लगता है तो मैं ऐसे
सब ये
बोलती हूँ
सब तो
कि छोटी
नॉर्मल
है।
है। हाँ,
हाँ, मैं बोलती हूँ कि छोटी है, कहती है नहीं मम्मी ये ऐसी हमेशा करती है मेरे, मैं ऐसे कुछ नहीं कहती, फिर भी ऐसे हमारे साथ
कोई भी
करती है।
परमानेंट नहीं रहता है ना। आज जो है कल नहीं रहेगा, है? ये मटेरियल वर्ल्ड ही ऐसा है। आज जो है कल वही नहीं रहेगा, दूसरा कुछ हो जाएगा। कल जो है वही सेम नहीं रहेगा, परसों और कुछ हो जाएगा। ऐसे टाइम के हिसाब से सबका अलग अलग रहता है, तो चलेगा, खुशी से लेने का है।
कोई बात नहीं, उसको करने दो। पर कभी कभी वो ऐसा करती है कि मैं थक जाती हूँ, मैं इतना करती है, मैं थक जाती हूँ उसको बोल बोल कर। तो फिर मैं उसको वापस ऐसे मारना पीटना नहीं करती, सीधा मैं बैठ जाती हूँ और मम्मा को बोल देती हूँ ऐसे कर रही है, आप ले लो मेरी जो जॉब है, आप बोल दो उसको ऐसे करना है।
हाँ, ये सब अच्छा ही है। फोटो लेने के लिए बोलो, और ये झगड़ने का भी वीडियो लेने के लिए बोलो अम्मा को, है? बाद में उपयोग अच्छा आएगा, फिर दोनों सिस्टर बड़े होंगे तो देख सकते, देखो हम छोटे बचपन में ऐसा खेलते थे, झगड़ा करते थे करके, हैं? है ना, झगड़ने से और प्यार बढ़ता है। और
सुनो पहली बात।
है ना?
मैं ना रोज रोज ना देखूंगी, मैं रोज ना एक वीडियो बनाऊंगी रोज की, और
हाँ,
फिर मैं आपको भेजूंगी, देख लो। आप आप बोल दो ना कि इसमें क्या गलत है क्या नहीं है।
ज्यादा वीडियो मत बनाओ, कभी कभी बनाओ, फिर उसके लिए भी
हाँ कभी
झगड़ेगी वो,
कभी।
है? उसके लिए भी झगड़ेगी, है? थोड़ा ध्यान से, है? चित्रा सखी को आपको फ्रेंड जैसे रखो, नहीं तो बाद में आपको बहुत तंग करेगी, नहीं तो, है?
क्यों? क्या है?
ओके। हरे
थैंक यू
कृष्ण, है?
प्रभु जी।
बालेश्वरी, हाँ, हरे कृष्णा। तो ऐसा,
Hare
आई थिंक बालेश्वरी माता जी ओल्ड है।
Hare
नहीं,
Krishna Prabhuji. My Prabhuji also had a
हाँ, हाँ,
question to ask.
यस
Hare
प्रभु जी,
Krishna, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण, हरे कृष्ण।
Prabhu, regarding this community living or
हम्म,
this way of Varnasrama farm community,
हम्म,
you were
हम्म,
saying, right?
हम्म,
So I had visited the Salem community and also
हम्म,
the farm community in
हम्म,
the farm in Gokuldam.
हम्म,
So moving from a city life and this kind of life where we don't have much physical activity, we are always in front of our system. and work in such kind of environment. How easy it is for us to shift, because at least in farm community we will have to grow our own things and do farming and everything. So there will be some physical activity, but for most of people like me who are not able to do so much of physical activity, so is it possible to take that kind of lifestyle, or is it like we can stay in our own this thing and still we can because of course in most of Prabhupada conversation and many other Maharaj, they say that okay, in your current this thing only you try to become Krishna consciousness and raise children, but as you said, this toxic environment is there, so it is really difficult for the children to come up in this kind of environment. So how, what is actually practical, because you have that experience, right? Yeah.
Actually, if we want to, when we become more serious in bhakti, two, three things. One is we have to make our life, simple. Make our life simple. We should not be too much of a struggle, hard struggle. Ugra karma should be avoided. So naturally, we should get our requirements, in a simpler way. Hmm? Lawyer matters, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ. So, so it is possible. See, I am also born, brought up in a city lifestyle. Never knew have much exposure to cows, and of course, cows would be there those days in our house and all nearby. But by Krishna's arrangement, it's really so happy life, easy life, and Krishna conscious, and enough more than what we require. Krishna is giving in all ways, so very easy way. Actually, it's not at all difficult. So we are making it very complicated, but as a community, when we live, it's very easy together. We all can do various things and support each other. That's happening, and we all can live very happily, peacefully, simple life. It's not, it need not make our life very complicated, dry life, and amidst polluted environment, in a very cognitively, very packed stage. We don't have any cognitive exposure, all those things.
Yeah.
Right? It is possible. Please visit whenever you can come here if you want. Please come here. Yes, yes.
I'll visit. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you all. I think anything last? Alakananda Mataji, or not audible?
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Ah.
I just want to ask the last question. When we see like a Vedic culture, has always said that women should be, more doing the household things, be a good wife, and we need to be trained like that way. And but we see like when we see we are living in this, like I'm living in Sydney, so then we have to then send them to this kind of karmic school, and even though I tell them, we are devotee, we have a different, lifestyle, and these people doesn't know these things. They are in, ignorance or something. You can preach them and try. So that's how I'm balancing, my Krishna consciousness, with that materialistic schools and other things also. But I see the situation all around in the world, like a woman's situation, like is a domestic violence also happening. Even devotees, families also is happening, the divorce is happening. So then, woman needs to look after the children by their own, and then same time they have to, go through these financial things also. So in that's like we understand that this must be the prarabdha then everything, but how we can deal with this situation, Prabhuji?
How to deal with the modern situation and understand the role of mothers or girls in Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, like we have to, like I always like tell my daughter, you have to be independent. You don't know what's gonna, you have to go through in your life. You have to be little bit independent. So you have to focus like both material education and spiritual education. We have to focus. So then even to protective our spiritual life, we need some kind of independence. See as well sometimes yes.
Uh, well, you want to answer? Yeah. So basically, see, Krishna is a protector. We don't have to
Yeah.
worry. Uh, and most importantly, for girl, whatever learning they may do, if at all, any learning, girl or a boy, that learning, today's learning, what is happening, it's becoming a huge block in Krishna consciousness. Do we want that? We have to understand. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Jader Vidya Mayar Vaibhav, Bhajaner Badha. Means it became a big impediment. This education becomes a big impediment to Krishna consciousness because it is a mind block. It will not allow us to surrender to Krishna very easily. It will make us very dull-headed, cannot appreciate Krishna's wonderful nature. It will not allow us to appreciate Krishna's wonderful creation, right? So,
Yeah.
this is what is a result of modern education. Doesn't so they can be Krishna conscious educated and live, in a very what is independence? Independence means who is independent? Everybody is suffering and dependent. Everybody is dependent on anybody, right? So the more we try to tell them you be independent, and they think we are independent, and then the husband, what is your husband? What is your giving? I'm independent. If she thinks like that, then how difficult it is to run the family. Everybody is dependent. If husband is dependent on
Yeah.
wife is dependent on the
Yeah.
husband. They have to dependently do everything.
Yeah. I'm talking
So
about like financial
I
independence.
understand. I know, I understand. That's what I'm saying. Even the financial independence, so-called financial, what it will give, it will only give. So Krishna will give the financial independence. They have skills, they have knowledge, they have two hands, two legs, two hand, two eyes. Everything Krishna has given. Everything can be used in service of Krishna. Krishna will take care of all the requirements in the house. Are they so dull-headed? They can do some products and they sell it. They can do certain things. Krishna will give that intelligence. Nobody will survive. Nobody will starve to death. Krishna will make sure. So we don't have to worry too much about Rather, we give them Krishna conscious education. They'll become so intelligent that they can do varieties of things in their life to lead their requirements. All that will happen. Krishna will give the intelligence. We don't have to worry too much. And the more we tell, so see, it's all encompassing. The Krishna conscious education is already having all these elements naturally, automatically. We don't have to give something called as extra material education, which will make them independent. Which is nothing. Same thing we are giving Krishna conscious education. What is Krishna conscious education? Everything we are keeping Krishna as a center, and all the education, even we teach mathematics, there is a purpose for it. When there is thread missing in Krishna conscious, Krishna thread is missing in the education, then it becomes material education. Why we want to give that education? Give education in such a way that the goal of that education is always to the thread of Krishna will continue in all the education we give. Whether we teach mathematics, we continue the thread of Krishna in that, right? There is a purpose. We learn they should know basic counting skills. They should know basic things. Uh, Everybody should know. Everybody need not go to trigonometry and learn varieties of things. So whoever requires, according to their requirement, keeping that thread of Krishna, we give them their education. Basic things everybody should know. After that, we should give them according to their requirement. That is Krishna conscious education, and they will find their way to, immediately, they will find their way to lead the life. Krishna will give that intelligence.
Yeah, but when we see the Prabhupada also went into the materialistic school, he went to the, good
That
English
people
school
actually,
and
when I have heard this, when I say Krishna conscious education, they say give this example. Prabhupada also went to a school, and
mm,
Bhaktivinoda Thakur also did a job,
yeah.
But we should not take that way. We should take their instructions. They went to school, but they gave the instruction: don't start slaughterhouse schools. Take them to slaughterhouse schools. We have to take those examples, those instructions, and give them the right Krishna conscious education.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, Prabhuji, I
Ah,
want to,
Mataji,
add
yes, yeah.
quickly. So Prabhuji, in here, we are staying in Ahmedabad. So
Yeah.
about 5 kilometers from our home, there is Vanshi Gir Gaushala. So
Ah,
they have started a small Gurukul, and they also have the same concept. They are not, Krishna conscious, but yes, they are following Vedic civilization, and they are doing their own farming, and they invite kids from age around 4, and they say ki, only 3 or 4 hours for small kids, only 2-3 hours, and then so on up till 16 years they are teaching, and they are zero material education. So so just we visited them, and we didn't told them that we are from ISKCON or something, and we were just exploring. So we asked them ki what will be the future of these kids. So he gave a very nice reply. It is written in our philosophy also, like Krishna is taking care of ant and elephants. So they I think they started their Gurukul in 2016, and they said that there are I think 1 or 2 batches who have already passed out, because they started with I think 10 years or 11 years of students also enrolled there. So they said ki, we are teaching them Sanskrit, we are teaching them basic this Bhagavad Gita in their own way they are teaching. They said that as of now, there are so many requirements of Sanskrit teacher, and they are also teaching them Sangeet, and for girls, tailoring, so fashion designing, that in itself is such a big industry, that if a female is not even educated and only knows tailoring, then she can earn, very nicely for herself and her family also. So he said ki, we are more interested into this modern education, rather than actually, if you are, if you think, then actually it is very convincing that definitely the child will be able to earn if rather, in fact, he will be having so many values, and that people will actually, like coming generation, they are only they don't want to work. They just want ki, aajkal to, so many people are earning only by making reels. So this Gen Z is coming into that same thing. They don't want to work hard. They don't want to work, and they just want ki, somehow I should earn money. That's it. So in the long run, or in the coming years, there will be requirement of people who are, who have values, or who have, who know the basics. So that will be more required, rather than people who have many skills. So he said ki, in that way, these children will be have brighter future as compared to modern day school. So I really, I was very much impressed by his answer. So I wanted to add this thing.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, that's what, character is missing. And what is the use of knowing so many? See, in the company, somebody was telling, of course, I should not be the right example, but it's a good thing. What you're saying is right. Society needs right, intelligent, and Krishna conscious people, not dull headed, with so many bad characters. Every field we see bad characters. Any field we take, they're all in, So Prabhupada clearly told, unless they're sincere Vaishnavas, we should just clearly understand that they are, one way or the other rascals or fools like that. Hmm? Hmm. That way. We can end with a wonderful quotation from Srila Prabhupada. If one wants to solve life's problems, one should live simply, and that is simple life, and reserve the major portion of one's life for loving service to Krishna. That means time should be spent, like that. Hmm. That way. Okay, thank you all very much.
Hare
It was
Krishna,
a wonderful
Prabhuji.
interaction.
Prabhuji,
Hmm.
Thank
one
you so
question
much.
I have.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, you mentioned in the beginning that kids needs to, sleep at a particular time and wake up at particular time. So, Prabhuji, that can be start from what age?
So young children, they cannot do it immediately. But as they grow up, like say 6 years, 5 years, 6 years onwards, that can be, emphasized more. 5 years also, they may like to sleep in the afternoon sometime, and they may sleep little late. That's okay. Certain changes till the young, till they are very young, it's okay. But after 6, father should be, make sure they all go to bed at 9:30, like that. Mm.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you. Prabhuji, one question is there in
Mm.
chat.
Mm.
One
Okay.
Mata she is asking that
Mm.
दादा दादी के पास जाते हैं तो जिस चीज को हम मना करते हैं वही
Mm.
करते हैं, लाइक चॉकलेट खाते हैं, फोन यूज करते
हाँ,
हैं, इसे कैसे रोक सकते हैं?
तो चॉकलेट वगैरह वो नहीं खिलवाना है, ये बताना है थोड़ा। क्योंकि वो जैगरी, यू कैन गिव जैगरी sometime if you want. You make jaggery sweets at house. So this chocolate, you can tell them, it's very bad for health. You can take them to dentist, give, or if you have a dentist friend, let them give a small thing. It's so bad actually, for not only for dental health, but also, it's absolutely not Krishna conscious way of, So you can give the requirement of sweet is there. You can give jaggery or sugar candy, or palm candy, or you know they can eat that. You can make a sort of chocolate at home also. You can just crush this imli, jaggery, and jeera, uh, little salt. You can make a very wonderful candy, or you can make different types of candies at home also. It's easy to make and give them. That need for eating outside the sugar candies or chocolates, that will come down. Mm, that way.
Actually, Prabhuji, Mataji is saying that
Mm.
I think she is not giving, but when they are
I understand.
going
When they're
to
going
their
with the,
grandparents,
yeah, they're going to
so
grandparent, and
that
they
way,
also tell, kindly give me one chocolate like this. And then
chocolate
they
and
come.
like suppose grandparents give them phone. This I
Uh,
am also facing, Prabhuji. Now, whenever these
uh,
grandparents come, na, they are whatever we say, na, that it should not be done, but they are doing, they are promoting. No, no, you should let them do this. So how to stop that?
yeah, it's a challenge. You cannot fight with them. At the same time, you cannot allow it also so easily. But you have to give them you have to tell them these are, it's a threshold. I don't want them to do it. Then they will understand, okay. So you have to put your foot down at the same time, not fight with them. You have to balance it. These challenges are always there. Hmm. That way. Uh,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. One small question, Prabhuji. Where did your daughter study?
Uh, all three of them, they were in KCShiksha, and now my son is in a Vedic, is learning Vedas, and daughter is in a Gurukula for girls. We want to start a girls Gurukula in future, so we thought, okay, we need her, that experience, to go through that experience. So she is learning in a girls Gurukula, and youngest daughter is with KCShiksha only, past from right from beginning.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Is there any possibility that we can get recording for today's session, Prabhuji? I think it was very helpful.
Yeah, I'll stop the recording, and then, yeah, we will get it. Yeah. Yesterday's also I will upload it on the YouTube. I will, yeah. I will. You check KCShiksha YouTube channel. You can get these videos. Hmm?
Okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you all very much for your patience and enthusiasm. I hope this 2 days session was useful, and Krishna is happy, Prabhupada is happy, all the acharyas are happy, our effort to serve Krishna together, to help children to grow up. So we learn from each other. So that was the purpose of this seminar, and I hope you all have taken back something and will use it. Please spread this information or knowledge to other parents also. You also conduct such seminars, or you also conduct such programs in your circle and explain. Bring them together, form a community, and let us serve Krishna, together very nicely with a bright future for this society of Srila Prabhupada. Thank you all very much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
Thank you,
so
Prabhuji.
much.
Hare Krishna.
patitānaṁ pāvanebhyo.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna. Thank you.